This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Texas Southern and Central State are both in town ahead of their big gridiron clash on Saturday in the Bahamas HBCUX Classic. The Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium is expected to be rocking as these two schools go head-to-head for college football bragging rights, and at least one international sports brand has put their full endorsement behind the event.
A friend of mine, Carl Banks, who is a former NFL player, played for the Giants with LTT and Washington Redskins, owns a company that just bought a company that's very strong in the United States called Starter. And Starter will now be our title sponsor for the event. In the United States, Starter was one of the big jacket companies back in the 90s. Had really blown up with, they did a lot of professional jackets, and now what they're doing is really focusing on reaching the HBCU audience. So having Starter as our title sponsor is really going to be an uplift for us.
Now, prices for the HBCUX Classic have just been reduced. General admission tickets now $10, while platinum tickets are going for $50. They're available at the stadium box office, Bahama Track Technology, Curly's Barbershop, GQ Diplomat Barbershop, GameX Sports Bar and Restaurant, any Sherwin location, or online at hbcux.com. The Major League Baseball regular season is now in its stretch run. Last night, the New York Yankees fell 5.5 games back in the wild card and 11 games back in the AL East following a 4-3 loss to the Tampa Bay Rays in the opener of that three-game series. Bahamian Anton Richardson did not get in the game, but his number was called twice last week as a pinch runner.
It's good anytime that you could get in the game, and because then now you're contributing, and then you feel a part of the team. So I think anytime, it's been good to have a little bit of success. I'm just hoping that, get some more opportunities to help this team win some games and try to get to the playoffs, because, that's all it's about right now.
The Bahamas Football Association has invested a lot of time and resources into the growing sport of beach soccer, and according to General Secretary Fred Lunn, they have even more plans on the drawing board.
Next year we'll probably look at forming a men's league. There are two clubs right now that are formed and they're training all the time. This is a sport that you just can't train today and stop tomorrow. It's ongoing. So I think next year we'll see a more development in the sport. The senior men will start their qualifiers for the World Cup, which will be in El Salvador next May. So next month we'll start putting that group together to start training. In the middle of what's we starting up is also our grass season. So it's a challenge. We have limited numbers of players that play at this level. So we'll see how we can work with the same players playing on grass and get them ready for the World Cup qualifiers for 2015.
After a mandate was sent down from the International Softball Federation, the Bahamas Softball Federation held a recertification course earlier this year for all umpires who want to call games locally. However, for umpires who want to call games at an even higher level, there's still more work to be done.
The new rule is that they must take an online examination, they must obtain 90%, and they must do a field work under the auspices of the director umpire. Those results are sent to the Bahamas Softball Federation, whose president then signs the form stating that they have done this, along with the Secretary General, and sent on to the ISF for them to be recertified. All umpires who have not gone through that process, BSF or ISF umpires, the ISF consider them to be inactive. So if you did not sit the exam, you didn't get recertified by the ISF or the Bahamas Softball Federation, you're considered a recreational umpire and you're considered inactive as far as the ISF is concerned.
A memorial service for sportsman Sam Haven will be held tomorrow night starting 7 o'clock at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Haven's funeral will take place 10:30 on Saturday morning at Christ Church Cathedral. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.